So far you must have seen that we are inserting data in the Salesforce org, and we are doing it by how do we insert a record in a Salesforce org? What do you think? How can we insert a data in a Salesforce org? Like you want to
Pardon me.
create a new record, how do you do it?
So did not get your question. Means you are saying that without you, we are inserting
So
in the
so there
bulk.
is this account object, and
Okay.
you want to insert a record in the account object. How do you do it?
Definitely, we have to something import from. There is an option that should be through a Excel sheet or any database from where, so that we can import.
Let me share my screen. So this is my account record, right?
Okay.
So there in the right side in the top there is a import button. I've seen that.
Import.
I've clicked.
Yes, but you want to create one record. What would you do?
We have to create the
You
new.
want
We have to click the new button.
exactly. You just create a new, click on this new button, and you can fill in the record. But this is for the user, and you are one user, you want to create one record. But for the from the perspective of a Salesforce admin, he is given the task to upload a lot many records. Uh, just 1 second, sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Yeah. So from the perspective of a Salesforce admin, you are supposed provided to like import a lot of data into your org, and definitely you won't be creating those data one by one using the like new button that you have just shown. So yeah, there is an import method here, but where does it take you? We'll see. Okay, so there are two methods mainly by which we can import data in an org. One method is called the data import wizard, and the other one is the uh, workbench. First of all, we will see how to import data using the data import wizard. It takes us to this screen, which is basically the data import wizard. So I'll show you how to go to this data import wizard, and how can you see them. So to go to data import wizard, we first go to setup, and in the quick find box, we write data import wizard. So data import wizard comes. So this is the wizard for data import wizard. This is the UI, and from here we have to launch the wizard. So it gives us option to import data in the custom standard objects and custom objects. You are aware that there are two kinds of objects, right? That standard
Yes.
objects and custom objects.
Yes.
Yeah, standard objects are those objects that are generated by system. Custom objects are those that you create yourself. So we can see that there is an option to load data in the accounts and contacts. There are leads and other objects. In the custom objects, that the objects you create, those objects will be coming in a list, and you can do them. So before importing data into this Salesforce org, we have to keep in mind one thing, that Salesforce can only read CSV files. You are aware of CSV files, I suppose. So CSV files are basically comma separated values. Okay, so let me create a CSV file, and we will proceed with loading account. We can create some account data. Let us see how we can create an account data. So in order to create an account, what is the necessary field that we need to fill?
Company.
Sorry.
Company. Account should have a company email address, company contact number,
What is the bare minimum field that we? What is the mandatory field in order to create a account?
account ID, and account name.
Account
Name
name,
of
ID, and account name. Yeah. But do we create the account ID?
no,
Account ID and account name. Uh,
No, these are auto-generated, I guess.
Sorry,
And these are auto-generated. Salesforce used to create this automatically.
which
Account ID,
which which is the auto-generated field over here?
account ID,
Account
the
ID.
the
So
18 character IDs.
when you insert the account, when you insert the account, the ID, or when you insert any record, these ID fields are auto-generated by Salesforce. There can
yes,
be 15 digits IDs or 18 digit IDs. Okay. So when we are creating an account, there is actually no need to give this ID field. Correct. So as of now, we can omit this ID. So we need account name. Let me create a few accounts. Suppose test account one. Those 10 accounts are there. And I have to save it, and I have to save it as CSV. This format only. Let me name it as new accounts. Okay. Now let us see how we can do this. Import this data into our org. So we have to select the standard object is account and contacts. So there is option to add new records, update existing records, add new and update existing records. Will so these are basically the different operations that we can perform on an object. So there are basically 4 operations that we can perform on an object. Those are known as CRUD or CRED, CRUD or CRED. So what does it stand for? C stands for create. Let me just let me know if my screen is like the fonts are visible. Huh? CRUD or CRED, correct? So can you guess what does C stands for?
create
Create. R
relation. I think so.
R is for read.
Read. Okay.
U or E is for update
Edit.
or edit.
Edit.
And D is finally for
Delete.
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 So basically, in wherever you go, whichever database it is, whatever data structure it is, these are the 4 basic operations that you can perform on a data. You can create, you can the data, you can read the data, you can update or edit the data, and you can delete the data. So through this course, we will also show how to perform these 4 basic operations. So first, the first operation that we need to perform is the create operation. So we are going for add new records. Now let us skip this and we'll just go to the CSV. Choosing the file will only allow me the CSV files. So I have a new account. I open this file. This is separated by comma and I click on next. Now you see there's this fields are mapped because this account, the object that I've selected is account. My CSV has this header called account name. So these fields are automatically mapped. If the it is not necessary that you have to give the same field name as your, like the header name as your field name. You can have it anything XYZ. You just need to map them while you are uploading the data. Okay. And you can change it here. By default, Salesforce or this data import wizard maps it for you. But if you think that this mapping is not right, you can map it yourself by changing it from here. This will show you the all the fields that are present in the account object. Okay. So since it is already mapped, I'll just click on next. It will show one map fields. I'll click on start input. So it will give me that bulk data load is done. So this is my result. Records processed, 10 records are processed. Let me see whether these accounts are created or not. You can see these 10 accounts are created. Test account 1 to test account 10 is here is created. Correct? Okay. Now there is another method by which we can create this records, and that is known as the workbench. So how to move to workbench? You have to write this workbench.developerforce.com. When you go there, you have to select the mode. There are two modes, production and sandbox. Since you are using your trailhead accounts, you'll go for production, and you have to log in with your Salesforce IDs. If you are already logged in, it will just show you that you are all login, or if you are not logged into your Salesforce account, it will ask your Salesforce credentials that you generally use to log in. So before I show you how to this like load data, I'll also want to show you how to you want to make queries from like using get data from here. So you have to move to SOQL query under the queries section. From here, you can actually see all the data. You can obviously you can see the data from the list views that you have in your org. But if you want to see specific data, like suppose you want to view the account name, the name comes. Acha. You can see that these are basically the API names that you get over here. Okay. I want to see the name and ID of all the accounts. So it will give me the list of all the accounts, and these are the Salesforce IDs. Okay. Now you are aware of the contact object, right?
Yes.
Contact object has a relationship field. What is that field?
Account name or account
Account. Account is the relationship.
relation.
Okay. So now if I query the account contact object, let me see what do I get over here.
Contact linked contact means account dot contact, something like should be there.
Let us see what we can get. So the fields have changed. Uh, First name, and I have last name. We have the ID, and let me select the account ID. So if I make this query, let me see what comes. So you see the first name and last name definitely comes like this, but there is this account ID. This is not the account name. So if I move to this, but here in the Salesforce, we see this is the account name. Correct? So whenever we create a lookup or any relationship field in any object, what Salesforce internally stores is basically the ID.
Yeah.
Correct. But when it shows you as the name of that particular record. Like this, in this case, the account name. So when you hover around a record in any object, not only contact, how would you understand if any field, like there can be multiple fields, but how would you understand if a certain field is an relationship field, whether the relationship can be either lookup or master detail,
Master
but
detail.
how would you understand that this field is a relationship field? By simply by looking at it.
First of all, it should be a hyperlink with blue.
Exactly, that's the only thing you can understand. So if you hover around it, it will show you the object it is actually pointing. That's how you understand. So what does it imply? It implies that Salesforce internally stores the ID of that field, which we could see over here. You see, this is the first name and last name, and this is the account's ID. So if you click over here, you can actually see the details of the account. This is the name. You see. Now there are ways to make this thing the name. If you want to see the account name here in the workbench only, there are ways methods to do it. There are advanced methods to do that, perform that. But today we'll just concentrate on how to retrieve and records and like perform the data operations over here. Fine. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
Uh, you have seen that you have shown that the account table and contact table we can query it, but is it
Correct.
possible to joining that one? So based on the account ID, can we join in a query, or it doesn't support the join? It supports only the single table query.
Absolutely, it supports everything.
Or it supports full like SQL analyzer.
Whatever SQL operations you can think of performing, those all those SQL operations, SQL operations are this is just a query editor. This is
It's a
simply a query
query
editor.
editor. Okay.
Yeah.
Any
So
kind of query it supports.
you can write query anywhere. You can write query from here. There are other query editor methods like editors. You can go to this developer console.
Yeah.
If you go to this developer console, there is a query editor. You can write your query here also. If I copy this query, this is more graphical.
Yeah,
You can
it looks
query over
like
here.
a query
This is,
analyze SQL query.
you can get it here also. There are a few advantages of using this query editor, this workbench. This is just like any other workbench of a SQL or a Oracle or other like DBs that are known to you. You can basically download these results as a CSV from
Yeah.
here. That's why we use this kind of workbench. And there are other methods present from where we can perform the insert and update operations over here. Okay. So now we have seen the how to insert an account object through our data import wizard. Now suppose we want to insert some contact objects. How to do that? So in order to do that, we have to create another CSV. So what are the mandatory fields in an to create a contact record?
Contact name, contact name and contact number. Name can be duplicate, but contact number means contact object, contact name, and contact email address or contact
Phone
number.
number,
Phone number, contact number.
email.
Email.
The only mandatory field to create a contact is the name, which is the last name basically. All these small mobile number, phone number, email field, this you have to make mandatory if you want to make it mandatory from your side. But Salesforce, by standard feature, by default feature, it makes only the last name as mandatory.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have made mandatory in your field, that is one customization that you have done in your particular case. Okay. But when someone asks you what is the standard compulsory field to create one contact, for account it is the account name, for contact it is the
The last name.
contact name or the last
Last
name.
name.
Last name.
So let me create the first name, the last name, and suppose I want to include the account. So here you can see I have put the account name. So I want to put that some account name. Suppose let me select few accounts. Suppose I want to create 5 contacts for test account one. And these two for test account two. Let me see how I can import it to Workbench. So I go to data and I select insert. Okay. So now I want to insert in the contact object and I have to insert it from a file. Similarly, I choose a file. I go to the new contact CSV. I give next. So you see, it will ask me to map the account. It has automatically mapped my last name field. But I also want to map my first name and I want to map my account. So this is my account name. Now I want to map these fields.
The
Yes.
account ID with account name. CSV field.
Do we have the account ID? We do not have the account ID.
Okay.
So
We have only the account name.
we have
So
only the account name. So you can not. So that is what I want to show you, that we cannot
okay.
directly write the account name here and insert it. So it has failed.
Okay.
It is showing a malformed ID and this is not mappable. So what we need to do, how do we can get the account ID? Let's go to, what do you think, how can we retrieve the account ID? From where we can retrieve the account ID?
If we map in the contact table account name with the account name, then it will not retrieve internally.
So how you want to get the ID of the account, right? How can
ID
you
of
get the ID of the account? Suppose you want to get the ID of this account, test account one. So how
that
to
we
get the,
can. No, we have to go to the record details and we have to view the details view. Then from there we can get the account ID.
Here you can get the account ID
Uh,
in the record page. That's what you are saying, right?
record, oh, record page, no. Account ID will not display here, I think.
There are two methods to get this account ID. First is you go to this workbench, you
Workbench,
make a
yeah.
query, you select the account object,
In the list view, I think there is account ID showing options. Is there, right? In the list view?
a list view.
Yeah, list view. If I go to the view field selection, select there, I think. So fields account ID, account number, account ID.
There's a
There
field
is,
called ID.
yeah, ID. It's, okay, standard object it doesn't, but in custom object it displays
Yes,
anything because in custom object it displays, right?
yes,
ID field.
yes. You
Okay,
can do.
standard object it, in
You cannot
standard
get
object it
here.
doesn't.
There are two
Okay,
simple methods how to get the ID.
this
You can
one
go
is,
to what?
yeah,
You can go
with
to
the,
this workbench. You can go to the queries.
mm,
You can select the object that you intend to get the ID, retrieve the ID. Okay. You just select the account name, the ID, query them. You get a list of these IDs and the names. There is another simple method. Whichever account's ID you want to get, just click on that account. You're redirected to this record page. In the URL, the URL comes like this, which this is the S object that you're redirected to. Because if you are, I can show you, if you go to a contact record, in the URL, you will see contact. Just beside contact or the object is the ID. This is true for any standard object as well as any custom
custom.
object.
Okay.
So suppose I want to get the ID of this test account. I can get it from here. This is test account, the ID. I can show you this is the same ID. You paste it here. From here, select this ID. Paste it here. This will give you the same ID. You see, these both are same. Okay, agreed?
Yeah.
So let us prepare our CSV. So first 5 accounts. Let me put it as account 1. So while preparing a CSV, keep in mind a very minute thing. Sometimes if you drag this thing, na, these IDs they change automatically. Okay, they just take this incremental thing that the Excel performs. So if you are dragging it, keep in mind. We go to account, select another account, say test account 2. Select the ID from here. Go to my CSV. And we are good. Now, if I'll show you 2 methods from data import wizard also. I'll not upload it. So I want to want add records. Now here we see that we want to match account by name. I can choose the file contact. Is the first name, last name. Go to my contacts. See, these are mapped. Okay. The same thing we can do using our data import wizard. Sorry, workbench. We go to the workbench. We go to data. We go to insert. We have to change the object from here, whichever object we want to load the data to. Okay. Contact. On the next field, the last name is mapped. We're just mapping first name and the account type. Second, we map the fields. We confirm. So, you see, these records are already created. They are showing. Let us verify it from here. Yes, it has 11 to 20. These contacts are being created over here. So we have covered two of the operations from the CRUD group, that is create and read. Correct?
Yeah.
So now there can be requirement as a Salesforce admin in your organization. You are being asked to update a few records. Okay. So what you need to do in case of that, you can update those records. Sorry. So suppose you need to update these accounts. These test accounts you need to update. Let us see how we can update from bulk. We need to choose a file. So what do you think will be necessary if I tell you to update one record? How would you do it?
We have to uh, we have to bring the ID, or we have to take the ID, and based on ID, the field name, corresponding field name should be updated.
Exactly. Why do you need this ID? Because you
We
need to identify a
that
particular
particular
record
record.
before you need to update that record. That is absolutely correct. So let us first get the IDs of those accounts. See if I want to update these accounts, this test 1, 2, 3, 10, 1 to 10. I need the IDs of these accounts to uniquely identify them. But how can I get those IDs? I have to go to workbench. I select account. Sorry, I have to queries. I have account. I have ID and name from account, and let me put it in a CSV file.
So here all the records will be all the account records will be gone to the CSV file.
Yes, absolutely. Now I can 33 records has been processed. I need to download the result. Let me open this. You see that it gives me a CSV file only. Salesforce
Mm.
always returns the data in a CSV file. Let me open the file. So these are my records. But suppose I do not need all these records. I want to update only test account. This. So like any other query, I could have used filters here. This is my account. I am just putting one filter. Filter in the name. Contains test. Or better starts with test. Let me download. You can see that 13 records are there. Download them. So these are my accounts. Suppose I don't want these two accounts. I'm just deleting this. Let me save it. Save as. I want to save this as update account. Okay. Now I want to make this as 21, 22, and so on till 30. So in my account page, I have this as 1 to 10, and I am updating as them as 21 to 30. How to do that? We can go to data. Here's an option for update. Now we want to update the account record from the file itself. This is my update account CSV. The ID is mapped, and whichever field I want to update, that has to be mapped with the account with the header of that CSV file. Then I map the fields. I confirm. You see, these are updated. Let us verify it from here. So these accounts are updated. This bulk update is done from here. So while I was showing you, there is an option called upsert. Okay. Now upsert is basically
Update and insert.
update and insert. If we go to this file and want to make it as now, along with that, if I am going to create Two more. What should be in the ID field?
Insert.
So
Uh,
I am upserting.
okay,
So these
upsert.
accounts already existing. So I
The
need an ID field to map
existing.
these accounts, the
Okay.
existing accounts, and as well as the at the same time I want to
uh,
create these accounts.
the-
So what should be in the ID field?
That should be blank.
That should be blank.
Blank.
Exactly. This update file only. Update account.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that once again?
Yeah, sure. So now what we are doing, we are using one option called upsert. Upsert,
Okay.
when we upsert something, what it does, it will search for this record. Okay, it will search for this record in the org. If it finds this record, it will update the content, like whatever you have updated, like the from the previous value, it will update the new value. But if it does not get this record is not present in the org, it will create a new record with these values. That is the
Okay.
difference between update and upsert. Upsert is basically it will update the existing records that it will find in the org, and it will insert those records that it will not find in this record in this org.
Okay.
Okay, so it saves you the time of creating two separate files and knowing or not knowing whatever like these accounts are here, like records are there.
Okay.
Click on next. The ID field is mapped for those that do not have already an ID field. Those will be blank, and we can proceed with the map fields. To confirm the upsert, we will see interestingly, these 10 records are updated, and these 5 records are being created.
Created.
Yeah. So we can verify it from here, as these accounts has been updated as 31, 32, 33, and 4, and this 41 to 45 has been updated, has been inserted. Sorry. So we have covered till the 3 basic things of the database operations, that is create, read, update or edit. And so one operation is still left here, that is the
Delete.
delete field. Okay. How can we delete? So there is an option to delete. So let me create file these values. So what do you think? Do we need these ID fields to delete a record?
Any one field from we can create a filter from any field from ID or name. Both in both cases we can create filter and we can delete.
So let me see. Let us see.
Oh.
If we can omit this ID fields while deleting. Just put it. It is already there. Just delete, right? Let us delete this column and try to delete this. delete account. See, we have to map the ID field. We
Okay.
cannot have the name
Name
field.
field. Okay.
Okay. Delete. Come here, choose the file, delete account, click on next, we map the ID. There's a thing called permanent delete, hard delete. We'll come to that. We'll confirm this delete. Okay. So you see these records are deleted from your account. We now refresh. Will not get 31 to 40. But Salesforce does an interesting thing. Like our recycle bin in our computer, Salesforce has its own recycle bin. And go see the recycle bin here. See, this is the recycle bin. From here, you can restore these records for up to 10 days from the date of deletion. After that, Salesforce automatically deletes these records. So you can delete this record from here, undelete this record, you can restore it from here. Or what you can do is you can go here and click on this undelete option. And if you have that existing CSV file with you from where you have deleted, you can map the fields again and you can undelete them. You see, these are undeleted. You can verify it. The recycle bin is empty. And the account gets populated. Now, there are two more things to pay attention.
I have one question here.
Yeah, sure.
So you have mapped the ID with the ID field and you have deleted the ID field. So is
Correct.
So if I want to map the name,
Not the ID. I have not deleted the ID field. I have deleted the entire record. Just to
Okay.
delete the entire record, I have to have that ID, the Salesforce ID.
So can it be done if I want to delete the record? Can it be done by mapping the account name with name, or I have to select only the ID because ID is created by Salesforce?
If you are using this delete feature from the workbench, you have to have that ID of that account or record what you want to delete. Okay.
Okay.
Like update, delete can also not be done from the name itself. It
So
has
I have
to have.
select only the ID because ID is created by the Salesforce automatically. That is the reason. Or
You have to retrieve the IDs and then only you can perform any delete, update these operations or undelete per se. Now I'll show you another thing during delete. So this is my delete account. I have, you see, only you can map the ID field. There is no other option to map any other field. So this is basically, this is the field that you have to map from the your object side, and this is the field that you are mapping against in your CSV. And whichever field is marked in red, that is the mandatory field that you need the least to perform this particular operation. And since ID is the only field, you need ID to perform this operation. Okay, so during delete, after mapping, I get an option to permanently delete this record, which is called the hard delete record. So this, what it does, it also removes the record from the recycle bin at once. and you have to just select the object also. So suppose I do not want to permanently delete the hard. I just want to send it to recycle bin itself. Okay. Now it is in my recycle bin. Now I want to empty my recycle bin. So I can empty the recycle bin from here. But it will, what it will do, it will empty the entire recycle bin. But what you want to do, you want to have delete specific records from the recycle bin. In order to perform that, there is an operation called purge. Again, to perform this purge operation, you need to have those IDs of those records that you want to permanently delete from your uh, this recycle bin of your Salesforce org. Since I have those IDs, I map them, click on next, click on the ID, and it will ask me to confirm the purge. When I click on confirm, has purged my records. I click refresh my recycle bin, it is empty. And once purged or once hard deleted during the delete, records are not cannot be fetched back into our org. Is that correct? Is that clear? Like okay with everyone?
Mhm. So if I want to delete particular one or three records, how to do that? It is the you have mapped this ID with the ID and enter the data got deleted. But out of those, I mean, 10 or 11 line items, I want to delete, say, first three line items.
So you have your line items over here in your
Mhm.
CSV file. You
Mhm.
just keep these three CSV. You prepare a CSV. You keep take these three values, insert create a new CSV. These
Okay, so
three files, and while mapping, use these files to delete your purge your like records.
okay, so from the existing sheet, I cannot do that. I have to create another CSV.
Obviously, your existing sheet will have all the values now.
Mhm.
It's all about what values you're mapping from your particular file. If your file contains all the values, it will definitely perform the operation on all the values. Whatever
Okay.
values your file has, the operation will be performed on them. Now if
Okay.
you remove these 5 fields from here, from your
Okay.
existing file, it will
Okay.
perform the operation on the rest of the record that we have here over here.
Okay. In the recycle bin, I see that there is a option of selecting particular two or three line items. The record in the record name.
Correct?
So from there, I can select and delete one or two line items, right?
Absolutely, you can.
But in the SQL query section, I have to create another. I mean, CSV
It
if
is
I
kind of
want to.
similar. Now, what you're doing, you are selecting and deleting.
Mhm.
Here also in this CSV file, you're selecting that records. And now how to select a record in a file? You cannot have
Mhm.
a selection in a file. Now you need to, how you do make understand the system that this you have to select these records in a file. You have to create another file and make the system understand that, see, these are the records that I want to perform the action on.
Okay.
Okay, so we have reached this thing. Now I want to show you another thing. Mm, say suppose, so this is my account and I want to link my I want to insert records in my account, but not I or let's say, let's go, I want to insert some contact records. We will see some contact records. We have some contact records. New contact. Array. Acha, can you answer? Tell me one thing. I have created few contacts previously and have linked those accounts with those contacts. Correct?
Hmm?
But I
Mhm.
have deleted those accounts. I have used test account one and two. What has happened to these contacts? Any guesses? Are these contact records existing, or
No, it will
uh,
be deleted.
No,
It
it will
will
be
be
deleted.
it will be
cascade.
deleted, right?
In a master data relationship is for custom object. If it is a master data relationship, then it will be deleted. If it is lookup, then it will be stay there.
Exactly. That's why
Yeah,
I
then
asked,
the,
because account is not a master detail relationship with contact.
okay, okay.
Account is
That I
just
have to check. That I am just after saying you that I am thinking yesterday. Onimis that told us that this just I have to, we have to learn this in carefully or so there
yes, exactly. So you
yeah,
have to, while doing the data planning, while doing the data design, you have to be very
careful about relations.
like the cautious about what sort of relationship you are doing.
Okay.
Okay, Acha, do you have any idea how many relationships can we perform on a single object? How many relationships can be there in a single object? The maximum number of
40.
relationship fields? 40.
Maximum 40.
40, correct. And is there a restriction to the number of master detail or lookup
Yeah,
fields that
Two.
2 is
two is
restricted for master detail and rest at the uh,
Lookup.
lookup.
okay? So if I create one master detail, how many lookups can I still create?
39.
30. Correct. Fine. So yeah, so while designing, we have to be very sure that whether we want the child records to be deleted when we delete the master record as well. If we do not want to do that, we have to, we cannot have that master detail relationship. We have to go to the only
Lookup.
look, go for lookup relationship. Correct?
Yes.
Acha, you are also taught the junction object, right? The junction object and the mapping object, the
Yeah,
difference
mapping
between.
Yes.
object. Yes. The assignment was for the on that junction object.
Okay. Okay. So here we can see that these records already exist. Okay. And these records are not deleted. Absolutely, this will not be deleted. Uh, just 1 second. Huh? Just 1 second. I'm getting a call. Sorry, I just got a call. So Where was I? Yeah. So suppose now there is a requirement where uh, these ID fields, I do not want to use the ID fields, but I still want to like relate objects, relate two different objects with that. And in order to do that, I need to have some unique field which I can relate. Suppose this, I want to create a few contacts and I want to relate them with this accounts. Okay. And but as you know that account name can be duplicate, we can have duplicate account names, correct?
Mm.
So in order to do that, we have one special kind of field, or not a field, we can have add an feature to one any field.
Rule,
That
you
if
can say.
that field can be marked as an external field or external ID field. Okay. So how to do that? I'll just create. I'll go to my object manager, go to account, and I'll show how we can create an external. Let me create a field called, let it be a text field only. Let it be ext. Now let me put it as 10. This external ID field, it has to, you must mark it as unique. Otherwise, you will not be able to. There can be again duplicate records with that external ID, external ID field. So you do not want that. And there's a thing called external ID. We have to set this field as true. Creating, let it be visible to all. Okay, now let me create some external. Accounts. Let me put back this 1, 2. Still. Let me put like this, ext 0, 1. Save it as ext accounts. Now I want to insert this accounts with this new field called external number. Whenever you create a new field or perform any metadata related changes in the objects, you need to log out and log in the workbench. Otherwise, these fields will not be available. If I show you here, if I go to account, you'll see that I will not get this external num account field over here. See, it is not here. I have to log out. I have logged out from here itself. Just a second. Now I want to see. You see, now my this field is visible. So I'm going to insert accounts, external accounts. Click on next. Name. And there is my this external now. Have the fields. These fields are created. You can just verify them. So my test account 1 to 10 are back. Now the interesting thing is I now want to create some contacts and I don't want to give the ID of these accounts as a relation over there. What I want to do, I want to use the external ID field as my like referring point. So what I need to do now, I need to create some test contacts. Let's have the test name. Let me put it external contact one. And I want to relate them to the account. So generally what we do, we put the accounts ID over here, correct? But here I don't want to use the accounts ID. I want to use this thing, this external ID. Put it here. Rest 2. And let me store them as external contacts. CS. Now, when I go to workbench and want to do a data insert, contact object. I choose the external contacts file and try to map them. See, the last name is mapped. We map the first name. For the account ID, I am mapping the account name, but this won't work unless I am choosing the smart lookup and using this, the external ID field. You see, if I mark any field as external ID, this will show up in this column, the smart lookup column. Okay, so now what happens? The system can identify and record by the external ID field instead of its ID field. So I want to map this account name as the external ID field, which I have marked external ID in the account object. Always remember that the external ID field can be created in the parent object. So when you are giving a lookup of the account lookup in a contact object, the account is the parent. So the external ID has to be in the parent object, that is the account object. If you keep a like external ID in the contact object, you cannot use it in that for loading the accounts. If contact is related to any other where contact is the parent, you can use that field over there. Now if we map them, see that these records are created. Let us just verify. We can verify it from here. Test account 1. We can see these contacts are created. External contact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if we go to test account 2, you can see this external contact 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are created. So this is all about basically the loading of data and the CRUD operations that we can perform in an Salesforce org. I'll just stop the recording.